Alright, welcome back. I think I'm streaming. Let's see here. I don't see anything. It says I'm offline. Oh, there we go. We're online. Okay, so welcome back. It has been a little while. Haven't gotten a whole lot done in terms of coding. I got a little burned out. Went on to try some other projects. One of those projects, actually, I'm going to go ahead and show off tonight. I actually added MSU1 support to SNES 9X, so I'm going to try and stream on SNES 9X instead of Huygen tonight. So I don't really remember where I'm at. We'll see if I can figure it out. One other kind of cool thing I'm doing tonight, I'm actually playing with, I can't see my, okay there. I got myself an 8-bit DOE, Bluetooth, you can see USB port and the LEDs here. It's a Bluetooth Super Famicom controller, and I have really no complaints about it. This is easily one of the best third-party retro gaming controllers I've ever tried, and the battery life has been awesome. I've been playing for the last 3 or 4 days on a single battery charge, so that might become a problem tonight. Who knows, maybe it'll decide to die on me tonight, and then I'll have to plug it in, but that's not a big deal. So anyway, yeah, I mean, the 8-bit DOE controllers, at least this Super Famicom one, super high quality build. Comes in a really nice box, even like everything, even down to the packaging is. I was just really impressed with it. So anyway, I'm not getting paid to endorse their products or anything. I just thought it was worth mentioning for anybody who was looking for a good PC controller. So anyway, we're gonna play tonight on SNES 9X. Just for kicks, I've got the 6X BRZ filter on, so the video should look kind of nice and smoothed out. I kind of like the look of the BRZ filters. So that's a filter in SNES 9X that has nothing to do with any of the hacking that I've done. So anyway, without further ado, let's get started. Let that play, that's fine. So, tonight I'm going to play through the Nabooru's Hole dungeon. But before I do that, I'm going to show off a couple of things that I don't think made it into the last video. I think the last video I did was the parallel tower, and I think I showed some of this stuff off the first time I recorded it, and then I didn't have any game audio, so I recorded it again, and I don't think I showed this stuff off the second time. So I got the second mushroom, and normally, or in the previous version, you could give it to the witch here, and she would say, I smell something good, or whatever it is, and you could give it to her, and then you would lose the second mushroom, and then you couldn't get the last medallion. But I added some checks in, so you can't give the second mushroom to the witch. You can only get rid of the mushroom by throwing it into the pond, so now you can't get your magic powder back until you do that. So, if you don't know that you're supposed to go throw the mushroom into the pond, you might think that that's a bug, that now you can't get your magic powder anymore, but really, it's a protection to keep you from missing out on the last medallion. So the other cool feature that I added that I was really happy with how it turned out is now that we have all of the spiritual stones, we can go and get the Master Sword finally. And because of the way that I picked my dungeon order, we're actually getting it pretty early, comparatively. I tried to do pretty much as little as possible in the dark world, or in the icy world, before coming back. Not really as little as possible, but I didn't want to beat all the dungeons because I was kind of excited to try out this feature and see how it worked. Anyway. Also, there's a bug fix here. There was a palette bug in the Zora Sapphire. You can see it's still a little bit off-colored. It's kind of a brown and a purple instead of the gold and blue like it should be, but it's the closest I could do. I couldn't really fix it. That's the best I could do. That little sprite, like the shining thing that just kind of sits there for a while, I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm not going to fix it. But here we go. So once you exit after getting the sword for the first time, you get that that extra fanfare, and then the overworld music changes to the more upbeat, more oh man, I can't think of the word. More dramatic version. And this version, this is from A Link Between Worlds also. And A Link Between Worlds does the same thing after, I believe it's after you beat all of the dungeons that this music plays. And then if we go to the icy world, the snowstorm is gone. And then it also plays an alternate version of the overworld theme here. Now, on this, I actually switched the versions relative to the way that they are in A Link Between Worlds. In A Link Between Worlds, this is the default Dark World theme, and then the one that I've been using as the default is actually the one that you get after you beat all the dungeons. But I think this is more fitting for this game, because this is kind of a more lighthearted version, which I think fits better with the you have the Master Sword. The snowstorm is stopped because you've broken the magic seal or whatever you want to. I don't know. So now you get a little more upbeat version. The big bomb here, this is one of the big frustrations in the game that I'm not going to be able to do anything about. I really, I don't know how I could, other than, well, I'll show you here in a second. What I could do is I could replace these ladders with like stairs, but I don't know if there's any graphics block sets for those stairs that would match these walls. But basically, if you press too hard, there we go. If you're not perfectly centered, you can't go down those stairs, and if you are not perfectly centered and you keep pressing, it'll cause you to jump down the cliff, and you'll leave the bomb behind. So you just have to stand up here and you kind of just tap, and you want to kind of go back and forth, and you just tap the down button. Just a really brief tap, because it doesn't take much to tell whether or not you're centered, because you'll immediately start walking down the stairs if you're centered. Stairs like this is kind of what I was talking about. Not with that block set, but it might be possible to I might look into seeing whether or not there's a block set that has stairs that kind of work like that, but that don't look out of place on the mountainside, because these, like, you don't have to be centered, you can just be anywhere and go up and down them, and that would fix that issue, but I don't know. Like I said, I've been kind of burned out on working on this game, and I've pretty much committed to a release date because I want to put out the release in time for the 10th anniversary of the original version 1.0. Oh, that's not where I wanted to go, sorry. I'm not paying attention. The version 1.0 was released on December 31st, 2006, at least according to the README. So I am shooting for a December 31st, 2016 release of version 1.2. So we'll see how that goes. It's gonna take a lot of motivation on my part to get the last few mundane things done. Can you? No, you can't. Okay. And I don't have the magic cape. This dungeon is pretty tough if you don't already know where you're going. So, I should have the maps up soon, and I'll try and have like a path marked out so you can actually see each of the... There's 4 paths that you have to take. Let's see here. So I'll see if I can get those marked out on my map. There's a map that's currently out already. Oh wow. I didn't realize he was here. But we'll just ignore him for now. There is a map that's out. It only has 3 of the paths, not all 4. I believe it's missing the path to the secret tablet, or mysterious tablet, whatever it is. But, actually, let me see here. Actually, there's 5. There's the 2 keys, the tablet, 2 keys, the tablet, the mirror shield, which is the big chest item, and then the boss. So there's actually, yeah, so there's 5 paths, and the map that I've seen online, I think it has 4 of them. It doesn't have the, yeah, it doesn't have the tablet, it has the other 4. So I'll try and get, you know, all of them on my map, but that's another project for another day. As Steph once pointed out, I have spent more time on the maps than he spent making the entire game. Well, him and Euclid. So those maps are quite a project in their own regard. So one of these days they'll be complete. So good, I've got 3 fairies. That's good. Really hate those guys. They do 4 hearts of damage. Of course, it would be less if I had stronger armor, if I hadn't skipped, you know, all the Dark World dungeons. But I really should just use this. Even with the fast ROM patch, sometimes there's still too much going on. But it definitely does help slowdowns. That spot would have been even slower if it hadn't been for the fast ROM patch, so. Another fairy here, so yep, there we go. So I still need to fix this door. I mean, I guess I could just leave it, but a lot of people probably wouldn't be too happy if I left that door locked. Still got 2 fairies. I'll try and be a little more careful with this one. There we go. Now I should be able to do... yeah, now I can just do damage with my sword. feel like I probably need to boost that track a little bit. I think I already knew that, I just haven't done it. We'll see. Slow down, even with the fast run patch. There's just too much going on the screen at one time, and you just can't keep up. I think I'm gonna call it a segment. I haven't eaten, so I'm gonna go get food, and I will come back and we'll do another dungeon tonight, probably. Because I want to get through this playthrough at least. There's a couple of bugs that I know about that I need to fix, but for the most part I'm just wanting to finish the playthrough so that I can at least say that it's been tested all the way through. So, like I said, I'm shooting for a December 31st release, so I need to get this thing finished. So, I'll be back in a bit.